Today we're going to be going over the top 10 monsters that nobody can hear in My Singing Monsters. I guarantee you won't be able to hear any of these monsters, and if you're wondering why some monsters are missing, I did a video just like this before, so go ahead and check it out on the corner of your screen. But anyways, let's go ahead and get to number 10, and that is going to be Trouble. Now just by listening to Trouble, you can already tell that it's a very quiet monster, but the only reason it's not higher on the list is because it has its own solo on Fire Oasis, so that's one of the main reasons, because you can obviously hear it during its solo, but it's just a very quiet monster in general, so let's go ahead and listen to it in the full song. So as you can see, on Mythical Islands, you literally cannot hear Trouble. All you can hear is Gajoob. But like I said earlier, the only reason it's not higher on the list is because on Fire Oasis, you can hear it pretty well because it has its own solo. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to number 9 on our list, and that is going to be Shrub. Now when you listen to Shrub on its own, you would probably think that it's a very loud monster because of the loud beatboxing and stuff, but in the song, I don't know why, but you literally just can't hear it, and especially on Earth Islands, you know, on Plant Island and some other islands, he's kind of hearable, but Earth Island, I can't even tell that he's playing, so let's listen to him on the full song. Earth Island is crazy, he's just non-existent there. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to number 8 on our list, and that is going to be Drumpler. Drumpler is just like Shrub, where some islands you can hear him perfectly fine, and some islands you can't even tell he's there. Yeah, not much to be said about Drumpler, he's just like Shrub. Some islands you can hear him, some islands you can't. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to number 7, and this is a great one. This is Gob. Gob sounds so awesome, and if they just increased his volume on Light Island and on Magical Nexus 2, he would be amazing. He sounds so heavenly, but he just does not get enough sound on his islands, so let's check him out. Dum diddly dum 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 dum. Dum diddly dum 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 dum. You know, his purpose is to just lay down the chords in the background, but he's not really meant to be heard, and I guess it works, but honestly, if they made him louder, that would have been nice. Especially Magical Nexus, he's super hard to hear, but hey, I gotta give the respect to Gob, because he's there to lay down the chords and definitely carries his islands. But anyways, let's move on to number 6, Kazillion.
Do-up, da-do-up, do-up, da-do-up.
Now right off the bat, by listening to him on his own, you could already tell he's going to be super quiet, but before I talk on him more, let's just listen to him on this full island. So yeah, you can barely hear him. He's basically just whispering in the background. Like, I don't even know why they added this monster. They were probably like, oh, I don't know, we can't think of anything. Let's just throw in this random chameleon dude, call him Kazillion, and give him the worst lines ever. I mean, he doesn't even sound good. If they made him louder, it wouldn't really do much, you know. Take him out of the island. He serves no purpose. I mean, no hate to Kazillion. He's kind of a chill guy, but you really just can't hear him. And if you muted him, there would be zero difference on the island. But anyways, that is the first 5, so now we're going to be moving on to the top 5, and guys, I'm going to prepare you because these next top 5 are basically not even existent in the game. You cannot hear them at all, but without further ado, let's start with number 5 on our list, and that's going to be Spy Trap. Okay, so you just heard him on his own, and he sounds like he's gonna be hearable. But let's go ahead and listen to him on Light Island. So I mean, you can hear him, but if you muted him, there would be no difference. He's super quiet, and for a percussion monster, you would expect him to be loud, you know, laying down the beat, but he's really not doing much. It's like honestly serves no purpose. There are far better percussion monsters, and My Singing Monsters could have done way better for a nice percussion monster on Light Island. You know, I'm really disappointed with Spytrap, but this is just the least out of the top 5, and this next one is actually a great monster, but very, very unhearable, and that is going to be Tapricorn. So Tapricorn has a very subtle part, obviously, but you know, pretty cool, unique design, unique monster and everything. But let's go ahead and listen to Tapricorn on his full island. Just like Gazillion, Tapricorn is a useless monster. I mean, I love him, but I don't even know why he's in the game. He literally has no addition to the island. He just does some simple like woodblock hits. No one needs it. I mean, you can barely hear it anyways. He's kind of just there, but I don't know. He's just, you know, whatever. But now we are on to the top 3 quietest monsters in My Singing Monsters, and number 3 is going to be Tutu. Tutu is a very unique monster. I honestly love her design and, you know, the whole concept behind it with like the magical tiles and stuff. And honestly, she sounds wicked cool, but in a minute we're gonna listen to her on the full island, and you cannot hear her at all. It's pretty sad. If you close your eyes and listen to the song, Tutu is non-existent in your ears. I guarantee you, if you're not focusing on Tutu, you will not tell it's there. But I mean, if you really pay attention, you can slightly hear her. But I mean, it's really pretty bad. She's super quiet. But like I said earlier, she's a really cool monster, cool design, very unique. Honestly, sounds pretty cool too, but honestly, way too quiet. But that's enough on Tutu. It's time to move on to the top 2. And number 2 is going to be Tort. Alright, so now that you know what Tort sounds like, try to hear him in the full Celestial Island song. So yeah, as you can see, since Tort has such a very minimal percussion part, he gets covered up by all the other percussion monsters on this island. You can't even tell that he's playing. It's honestly kind of sad because Celestial Island has a bunch of cool monsters, and you know, Tort is probably one of the most plain and boring monsters in the game. But anyways, I know you guys just want me to get to the number 1 spot. So the number 1 quietest monster in My Singing Monsters is Sugarbuzz. Alright, so you just listened to Sugarbuzz on his own, and honestly, I don't even know how to explain it. This is kind of like one of those monsters, like I said before, who's kind of just there. Like, he really serves no purpose. I don't even know if this is a real instrument what this guy is playing, like a buzz guitar or whatever. But let's go ahead and I challenge you guys to even see what part Sugarbuzz is playing, because I honestly don't even know what he's doing. And before I show you guys this, I'm gonna have you listen to Sugar Rock just so you don't confuse the two. Okay, so now let's listen to the full song. Like, if his animation wasn't there, I would never know when he comes in. You literally just can't hear him. Like, it's just that simple. Nobody can hear him. I don't know why he's on the islands. Honestly, could have been so much better. They could have added like a different instrument or just something cool. But hey guys, that is it. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Those are the top 10 quietest monsters. And if you're sitting here, just like I said at the start of the video, and wondering where some monsters are, I guarantee you they were in my first top 10 quietest monsters video. So go ahead and check that out. It's in the description. And thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're super close to 30K. And anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video.